Right now at 6, Joplin schools unveil proposed safety upgrades for elementary campuses.
And mostly cloudy skies today, but it is going to be warm, and that warm trend continues through the work week. I'll have a look at your forecast coming up.
Plus, Southeast Kansas nonprofits get double the donations this week through a special matching program.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 6 a.m. I'm Samantha Walker.
And I'm Donald O'Keefe. Good morning.
Good morning and happy Thursday. This work week is going by really quickly, to me at least.
It really has, honestly. I mean, Wednesday went by, that was our hump day, and now we're finally at Thursday, and tomorrow is Friday, and the weather has been really helping that. I've really been loving how nice the weather has been, and it's made the work week very enjoyable.
And I know people have been very excited to look at the auroras the last couple of nights. I know we're both very ashamed to admit, especially you as a meteorologist, to admit we did not see it in person.
No. And
we were asleep.
Yes. I mean, as for some of you who don't know, we go to sleep before the sun sets. So I had my alarm set last night for 10 p.m. Well, thinking I had it for 10 p.m., but it was actually set for 10 a.m. So I actually woke up at 2 a.m. instead. So I totally missed it. And as a meteorologist, I do love that stuff. So I'm a little sad I missed out on it.
But luckily, I think later in the show, you'll get to see some beautiful photos that our own viewers have gotten to send in.
Yes.
You guys did such a great job. You can also see it on our social media, but we do still get to enjoy the nice temperatures at least.
Oh, most definitely. Today is going to be really nice, and that trend's going to continue through the work week as well. Let's take a look at downtown Pittsburgh right now. You can see the sun is just starting to pop its head up over there. Nice colors. So like I said, it was pretty clear skies if you did get the chance to see the Aurora Borealis last night, otherwise known as the Northern Lights. So beautiful colors for some of those pictures. But right now it is on a cooler side, clear skies, but there is going to be some increase in clouds through the morning. 7th range line, not too bad. People are starting to get out to get their morning routines going, get that morning coffee, because like I said, it is on a cooler side, so coffee will feel good, or if you prefer tea. 7th range line from our MoDOT cam, a little bit on the hazier side. That's probably just the camera, because right now driving conditions for our fog tracker look pretty good, except for in Nevada and Stockton. You guys have just under 7.5 miles of visibility, so if you guys are driving through there, just be careful. That fog can increase and decrease very quickly, but the majority of the area looks really good. Our temperatures, like I said, on the cooler side, upper 30s to mid 40s across most of the area, 45 in Joplin and 48 in Neosho. So you guys are on the warmer side, but a little bit cool. So you're going to need a jacket as you're going out the door. All right, taking a look at our future track. Today at noon, southerly nice warm winds and cloudy skies will eventually start to dissipate through the afternoon and into the early parts of the evening. We'll start to see partly cloudy skies and a little bit on the windier side, but overall a pretty nice clear or mostly cloudy day, clear into the evening. So 45 degrees out the door for our school day, 72 at lunch and recess, 73 as you're heading home, even though we're going to have cloudy skies for most of the day, getting up to 73 degrees about that 3 o'clock hour, but on the windier side with gusts up to 20. But I'll have a look at your full forecast coming up.
Donald, thanks. The Joplin School District approves plans for the next phase of building improvements, and they're focused on safety. Phase 1 of the improvements addressed upgrades to educational spaces considered to be high priority. Now the district's long-range planning committee is unveiling Phase 2 of the project. It includes upgrades to safety and security at a number of Joplin elementary schools. It would be paid for by $10 million in district reserve fund, as well as a bond issue that would maintain the current tax rate. The spirit of giving is alive and well in Southeast Kansas. 48 nonprofit organizations in the area are participating in Match Week, meaning donations to a good cause could be even greater. KOAM's Mitch Adams gives us the story.
Match Week is in full swing in Southeast Kansas, with donations flowing in to support nonprofit organizations. The Community Foundation of Southeast Kansas is offering matching donations to help build sustainability for the nonprofits.
And the Community Foundation is proud to have over $100,000 in matching funds to amplify donations that come in from the community. So more money that helps support our local nonprofits and the work that they do day in and day out to better our community.
One benefactor of donations this week consists of the Miners Hall Museum, Franklin Community Park, and Dragline Park, which are all managed by one entity. Phyllis Bittner, the chair of the Miners Hall Museum Foundation, says that the Match Week helps grow funding that may need to be utilized by future board members.
We know that all of us won't be here, say 10 or 15 years from now, and we want the the facilities to continue to be able to be maintained. So through the endowment funds, that's how that will happen.
The efforts from area foundations and the generosity of donors is meant to pave a way for organizations to increase their longevity and be an active part of the community.
Needs in our community, donors are helping support that effort, and we're an avenue to help them do that. And it's really humbling to see the support that our community has for all these organizations and the work that they do.
Reporting in Southeast Kansas, Mitch Adams, KOAM News.
According to Executive Director Devin Gorman, the foundation is approaching $2 million that's been given to support nonprofits in the area in the last 10 years. MSSU discussed the business of art as the school held the Nanette Philibert Business of Art Symposium. The event brought together artists, entrepreneurs, and business leaders to share insight into the business side of creative careers. The symposium aimed to help local artists turn their passion into a profession, with discussions on marketing, networking, and sustainability in the arts. After 43 days, the federal government shutdown is finally open for business. The federal government is finally open for business. Last night, President Donald Trump signed a bill to end the shutdown just a couple of hours after it was passed by the House. While relief is on the way for hundreds of thousands of government workers who either worked or were furloughed without pay, it could take some time for air travel to get back to normal. CBS News' Jared Hill has the latest from New York.
With the stroke of the president's pen, the longest government shutdown in U.S. history has ended.
It's an honor now to sign this incredible bill and get our country working again.
President Trump pointed blame at congressional Democrats, though CBS News polling shows Americans put the onus on both parties.
Democrats in Congress shut down the government of the United States in an attempt to extort American taxpayers for hundreds of billions of dollars.
Hours earlier, the House passed the bill to fund the government through January 30th, give federal workers back pay, and reverse shutdown-related layoffs. The measure also included 3 year-long spending bills to fund multiple programs, including SNAP. 6 Democrats crossed party lines to vote yes. 2 Republicans voted no.
All this was utterly pointless and foolish.
House Speaker Mike Johnson hasn't committed to a vote to extend Affordable Care Act subsidies, the Democratic sticking point. House Democrats say they'll keep fighting.
We believe as Democrats that health care has to be a right, and a right that's affordable and available to every single American in the United States.
With the shutdown ended, federal workers could start getting back pay within days, but it could still take some time for full food aid to be restored for 42 million Americans receiving SNAP benefits. Meanwhile, at the nation's airports, flight disruptions are expected to extend into the weekend. Jared Hill, CBS News.
That's a look at this morning's top stories and weather. Coming up on the KOAM Morning News. Coming up, Congress releases Epstein emails mentioning Trump as lawmakers push for more Justice Department files to be made public. Plus, Anne Hathaway and Meryl Streep return to the fashion world in The Devil Wears Prada 2. Nearly 20 years later, the long-awaited sequel hits theaters May 1st. And mostly cloudy and warm conditions in the 4 states. Donald has a look at your Thursday forecast. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. We'll be right back. Topping nation watch, Democrats on the House Oversight Committee released more Epstein files, and this time they mentioned President Trump by name. Wei Jianjiang has more on what they say about him and what the White House response is.
In one of the emails, convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein wrote to a journalist in 2019, "Of course Trump knew about the girls." And in 2011, to his longtime associate, Ghislaine Maxwell, Epstein wrote about President Trump, "Virginia spent hours at my house with him," adding he has never once been mentioned, police chief, etc. Virginia Giuffre, a survivor of Epstein abuse who died by suicide in April, once worked at Trump's Florida resort. In July, Trump spoke about Epstein taking Giuffre from her job at the Mar-a-Lago spa.
He stole her. And by the way, she had no complaints about us, as you know. None whatsoever.
Trump socialized with Epstein in the 1990s, but says he cut ties before Epstein was indicted for soliciting prostitution in 2006. The president insists he had no involvement or knowledge of Epstein's sex trafficking operation. During a 2016 deposition, Giuffre said, "I don't think Donald Trump participated in anything. I never saw or witnessed Donald Trump participate in those acts." White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt slammed Democrats for cherry-picking 3 emails out of 20,000 documents released today by Congress.
Separate from why you believe the emails were made public, can you address their substance? Did the president ever spend hours at Jeffrey Epstein's house with a victim?
These emails prove absolutely nothing other than the fact that President Trump did nothing wrong.
On Wednesday, after weeks of delay, Democratic Congresswoman Adelita Grijalva was sworn into Congress, and she became the final signature required to force a House vote on the Justice Department releasing even more Epstein-related files. The effort includes mostly Democrats and a few Republicans. Weijia Jiang, CBS News, the White House.
Congress could soon force the release of even more Epstein-related files after weeks of delay. Well, still to come, a new study reveals 114 million children worldwide have hypertension, with obesity as the main driver. Plus, mostly cloudy and warm conditions, Donald has another look at your Thursday forecast. Miranda Priestley returns to the world of fashion and film in The Devil Wears Prada 2, and AC/DC fans rock out in an unforgettable way. Gwen Baumgarten has your Eye on Entertainment report.
Miranda? Took you long enough.
Anne Hathaway and Meryl Streep are stepping back into the fashion world. A new trailer just released, teasing the upcoming The Devil Wears Prada 2. The long-awaited sequel comes nearly 20 years later. The Devil Wears Prada 2 is in theaters May 1st. Meghan Trainor is known for being all about that bass and says she's continuing to push for self-confidence in her upcoming album, Toy With Me.
I've been working on this album very hard. I usually write a song in one day and I'm done with it, but each song on this album took like months to finish.
The album is a family affair, with her mom and brother contributing backup vocals for some of the tracks. Trainor is also preparing for a new tour across the U.S. next summer. It was one for the record books as hundreds of bagpipers took to the streets of Melbourne, Australia, belting out AC/DC's It's a Long Way to the Top. While none of the band members were in attendance, the collaboration of 374 bagpipes broke a 2012 world record. It's not your usual rom-com. Merv stars a dog and 2 exes.
The thing is, me and Russ broke up. You're gonna be okay.
The film shows just how far people are willing to go to try to give their dog a good life.
This could be a window into his trauma.
Merv heads to Prime Video December 10th. That's your Eye on Entertainment. Gwen Baumgartner, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Well, that certainly seems like a unique way to hear an AC/DC song. Well, now here's Donald with a quick look at your forecast.
We're going to see mostly cloudy skies build in this morning, but those clouds will start to dissipate and it will also start to warm up. And that warm trend will continue through the rest of our week before showers start to build back in on Monday. But let's enjoy that nice weather while it's here. I'll have a check your full forecast coming up. It's looking like a pretty beautiful morning out there downtown Pittsburgh. You can see the sun starting to come up, those colors starting to show. There will be some clouds that will build through the morning, but right now it's pretty nice at this. The temperatures are decent at this moment, but 7th and Rangeline right now, you can start to see, like I said, some colors start building. You can see those clouds just starting to appear, and like I said, those will start building in through the morning. Rangeline I-44 from our MoDOT camera looks a little bit fuzzy at this moment. People are starting to get out there, do their morning routines, but that's probably just the camera, because most of the area for our fog tracker looks really good, except for, like I was saying earlier, up in Nevada and Stockton. You guys are just a little over 7 miles of visibility, so if you're driving through that area to work, just be careful, because fog can appear and disappear very quickly. Driving conditions can become very dangerous if it decreases any more than that. All right, so let's take a look at why it's actually been so warm over the last few days and why it's going to continue to be warm through the weekend. We're taking a look at our regional map here. We're having nice warm southerly winds come into our area. Those are starting to completely dominate, and those will stick around through the weekend, warming things up. Taking a look at our future track though, today at noon, we do have those cloudy skies like I was saying, nice southerly warm winds. As we progress through the afternoon, those clouds will start to dissipate. We'll still be on the partly cloudy side by about the 4 o'clock hour, and we'll start to see those warmer temperatures by that time. And then by the time we reach the afternoon or late afternoon, evening into the overnight, clear skies, maybe just a few lingering clouds here and there, but by the time we get to tomorrow morning at 5 a.m., nice clear sunny skies, warm southerly winds, so it's going to be a pretty nice start to our Friday. Maybe still a few lingering clouds through the morning. Then we get to about noon, still nice southwest winds are going to be bringing in nice warm air for us on that Friday afternoon as well. Still mostly clear skies, few patchy clouds here and there about 6 o'clock tomorrow, but overall today and our Friday tomorrow looks really nice. Tomorrow Friday is going to be warmer than today too. But our temperatures right now, we still are on the cooler side, seeing upper 30s to mid 40s, 45 there in Joplin. Sedan, you guys are about 38 degrees, so on the cooler side. Not too bad though. As you're getting out the door, you're still going to need a jacket. I recommend that because our current conditions, 45 degrees in Joplin. As the sun right there, it's still the sun hasn't completely risen yet, but it's getting there. But 45 degrees, not a bad morning. Like I said, make sure you have that coat because it's not going to warm up yet until we get to about the 11 o'clock hour. We're going to have 68 degrees, but like I said, all through the morning, mostly cloudy until we get to the early parts of our afternoon. And by about noon, we're going to see 72 degrees, decreasing clouds through the afternoon, reaching our high of 73 degrees about 2 to 4 o'clock. Winds out of the south at 5 to 10 miles an hour. It will gust up to 20, but overall it's going to be a pretty nice day, even though it's going to be mostly cloudy until we reach the later part of the afternoon. For the overnight, 68 degrees at 6 p.m., partly cloudy skies, 10 p.m., 61 degrees, and our overnight low is going to be 58 degrees. So it's going to be a pretty nice evening and a pretty nice overnight as well. Taking a look at our 10-day, 73 degrees for today, 75 for tomorrow, a little bit on the breezier side. Look at that, 77 degrees on Saturday. So that right now, at this moment, will tie the record for the warmest day for that day in particular. If we get to 78 degrees on Saturday, that will break the record. So we'll see once we get to that day. We do cool down a little bit on Sunday, and then Monday, we see a system that will start to push in, cool things back down into the 50s, and will also bring some rain chances as well. But that's a look at your full forecast. Here's Sam with Health Watch.
Thanks, Donald. The number of children with high blood pressure has doubled in recent years. A study published in The Lancet shows 6% of all children worldwide, or 114 million young people, have hypertension. Obesity is the main driver of the increase. Doctors say this should raise the alarm bells for parents and healthcare providers, as hypertension is linked to several serious health issues, including heart and kidney disease. Popular drugs used for weight loss can lower rates of death among colon cancer patients. Researchers from UC San Diego found that colon cancer patients taking GLP-1 drugs, the class of drugs that include Ozempic and Wegovy, were less than half as likely to die within 5 years compared to people who weren't on the drugs. The biggest benefit was among patients with a very high body mass index. Nearly 1 in 3 people worldwide experiences headache disorders. A study published in The Lancet found almost 3 billion people are affected by headache disorders, and there's been no significant improvement in those numbers over the last 30 years. Women are more than twice as likely as men to suffer from headaches. Migraines and medication overuse were the most common causes. The grocery store can be an overwhelming place for when you're trying to watch what you're eating. The experience can be even more stressful for people with medical conditions like type 2 diabetes. Jared Hill introduces us to a program that's teaming up dietitians with patients to help them make healthier choices.
At this ShopRite in New Milford, New Jersey,
we have lots of produce in this department.
These shoppers are actually a group of patients with diabetes and prediabetes from Hackensack University Medical Center, learning how to make healthier choices.
Carbs and vegetables, they don't really affect your blood sugar.
Aisle by aisle, registered dietitian Lynette Hemley with Insera Supermarkets is arming them with information.
Managing diabetes requires so many different aspects: food, medication, wellness, but I'm focusing on food today, what they can eat to manage their blood sugar.
Like very ripe bananas tend to be higher in sugar.
You could have that later on in the day, not first thing in the morning when your blood sugar could either be very high or very low.
I like beets. She mentioned that it was high in sugar content, which I really didn't know that.
And why to choose whole grain over white.
You get more fiber, more protein.
In this aisle,
if you're having some cereal, be careful with your portion.
Everyone grabs their favorite breakfast item.
What's the sugar in that, the added sugar?
12 grams.
12 grams. So 12 grams, so that's like 3 teaspoons of sugar.
I didn't even know there was proteins in cereal.
Right.
Kevin Turner, who is pre-diabetic, is here with his daughter.
With this introduction of the food choices in the supermarket, kind of helps me narrow down and make better choices.
This really helped me a lot.
It's been more than a year since Andrea Gillespie was diagnosed with prediabetes.
It was like a punch to the stomach, like I need to make some changes.
So that's what she's doing now.
Look at the labels, sodium intake, your sugar intake, your carb intake.
Lessons these shoppers can all take on their next shopping trip. Jared Hill, CBS News.
That's a look at some of today's top health stories. We'll be right back. Right now at 6:30, a house fire in Carl Junction leads to a criminal investigation.
And warm conditions today on the mostly cloudy side, but the warm will stick around through the weekend. I'll check your forecast coming up.
Plus, a pair of sisters in Joplin put on their dancing shoes from some serious fun competition.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. At 6:30, I'm Samantha Walker.
And I'm Donald O'Keefe. Good morning.
Good morning. Happy Thursday. The weekend is nearing every single day. But I mean, they say time goes fast when you're having fun, and I feel like we always have a great time on the morning show.
The morning shows are a lot of fun. I mean, I know I've been covering for Chris over the last week and a half or so. He will be returning, so that's what people were probably wondering by next week. But I've been enjoying it, and the weather has been really nice as well.
Yes, I mean, it makes it very enjoyable. I know people have been excited to, we've talked about it quite a bit, but the aurora they got to see the last couple of nights. So, overall, this has been a really fun week.
It really has. The weather's been really nice, and last couple of nights were clear for people to see the aurora borealis. You can check those pictures out on any of our social media posts. But let's take a look at downtown Pittsburgh right now. You can see a nice, beautiful sunrise. Nice colors out there. Like I said, it was pretty clear last night. There will be some clouds that will start to increase through the morning, but nice, beautiful sunrise. There's some of the clouds you can see right now that will start to make their way into the area, but it's not going to be too bad for our driving conditions at this moment. Rangeline I-44, a little bit hazy right now. People are out doing their morning routine, but pretty good driving conditions across most of the area except for in Nevada and Stockton. You guys just have a little over 7 miles of visibility. So if you're driving through that area, just be safe because those driving conditions can increase and decrease, and it can become dangerous if it does become any thicker. But majority area looks pretty good. For our temperatures right now, we're seeing upper 30s to mid 40s across the area, 45 in Joplin, 41 in Fort Scott, and Sedan, you guys are at 38 degrees. So on the cooler side, you're definitely going to need a jacket as you're getting out the door because it is definitely cool, but it will warm up, I promise you that. Take a look at our future track today at noon. South winds are going to be bringing in that nice warm air, but it is going to be cloudy through the morning into the early parts of the afternoon. By the time we reach about 4 o'clock, clouds are going to be still lingering around a little bit, but it's going to be partly cloudy. Then by the time we reach early evening, not too bad. Still some clouds linger around, but not a bad day and evening. So for our school day, 45 degrees as we're getting out the door, 72 degrees for lunch and recess, 73 as you're heading home. And that's going to be about our high today with increasing clouds through the day and into the early parts of the afternoon. As I was saying, 73 degrees is going to be our high, and winds are going to be gusting up to about 20 miles an hour today, but an overall pretty good day. But I'll check your full forecast coming up.
Donald, thanks. An investigation into the cause of a house fire turns into a criminal investigation. Authorities responded to reports of a house fire Tuesday night in the 3100 block of North Illinois of Carl Junction. Witnesses say a man ran from the area when the fire appeared. No occupants or responders were injured. The Missouri State Fire Marshal's office will assist in the investigation, which the Carl Junction Fire Chief confirms is an active criminal investigation. 2 men survived a small plane crash without injuries in Chesterfield, Missouri Tuesday. The plane was returning to the Spirit of St. Louis Airport when it crashed. The pilot deployed a parachute, which investigators says helped glide the plane into the tree line. A Chesterfield City Councilwoman says the fact that the 2 men got up and walked away from the crash is, quote, a miracle.
They got up and walked away, so today's a miracle. I haven't talked with the family, but they're fine. Everybody's okay. It's just a miracle. So this is a blessing day.
The pilot said he thinks it's a possible mechanical failure, but he wasn't sure.
What do you think as you just look at that parachute?
It's different. I like it. I'm glad it was there, and they're glad it was there.
The National Transportation Safety Board will investigate the cause of the crash. The U.S. House voted yesterday to reopen the federal government. Some members from both parties opposed a provision that would close a loophole in the 2018 Farm Bill. The provision targets hemp products with more than 0.4 milligrams of THC, the primary psychoactive compound in cannabis that causes the high. Supporters say it stops unsafe THC products from reaching consumers. The measure would not affect hemp growers who make building materials, rope, or clothing.
Oh, we're done. We'll close up shop for sure. So we have lab work on all of our product. We're not required in this industry, and that's what we've been fighting for 3 years in Missouri, is regulation.
One Missouri congressman says he supports the provision despite concerns from CBD store owners. Oliver and other business owners want regulation instead of prohibition. The vote could determine the future of Missouri's hemp industry. Some of the most successful competitive dancers in the entire country live right here in Joplin. KOAM sports reporter Ben McLeish has the story of the Putnick sisters.
Inside Ovation Studios in Carthage, you'll find two sisters who move like mirrors of one another. They spend hours each day in this room, sharpening every step, every turn, driven by something more than just talent.
I started dancing when I was 3 years old. Honestly, my mom just signed me up. She said, "Oh, your friend's taking dance, and I think this would be something fun for you to do."
But that simple sign-up turned into something extraordinary. Today, 15-year-old Yesvi and 11-year-old Arika Putnick are among the most successful competitive dancers in the region, winning titles across the country and representing the United States on the international stage.
When I got wrapped with the United States flag at the Continental Cup, it was such a great feeling.
And their success is no accident. Behind every performance are long nights, late homework, and a lot of sacrifice.
The next day, sometimes I've woken up at like 5 a.m., 4 a.m. I think the earliest I've woken up to do some schoolwork is like 3 a.m. and then gone to school the next day and done it all over again.
Even at that pace, they rarely take a break.
Instead of sitting down or instead of taking that break, we push through the pain.
And it shows.
They are some of the hardest working dancers that I've ever had the privilege of working with.
In the studio, they're dedicated athletes. On stage, they're storytellers.
You're required to have all the athleticism of any athlete, and in many cases more. On top of that, also have to have artistry and be able to have emotion and connection with an audience and be able to perform on stage and just really bring that dynamic to life.
And for these two, the connection runs deeper than any choreography.
We've done a duet for 5 years now, and every time we've always just connected really well on stage. Honestly, we fight a lot. We have that siblings arguments and stuff, but that makes us grow stronger on stage.
We never knock. Sibling rivalry? Sure, but also a partnership built on trust, talent, and love.
Yes, we are sisters, we fight, but when you see that like each other has different strengths and you can help each other with that, it's always so helpful to have someone older than me who I can really rely on and tell her everything.
And through every performance, trophy, and late night at the studio, the Putnick sisters continue to prove that hard work and heart go hand in hand.
I would rather go on to a dance competition and be someone else's biggest motivator than win a national champion title, whatever. There's a million dancers in the world, and to know that someone watches me dance and to know someone cares, even one singular person, that means the world to me.
From the floor of Ovation Studios to stages around the country, they dance not just to compete, but to inspire. Ben McLeish, KOAM Sports.
That's a look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. Coming up, scammers use ghost tapping to steal from your tap-to-go pay cards and crowds. And later, the internet lights up with some amazing photos of the Aurora Borealis, including right here in our area. We'll have the latest. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. In Consumer Watch, it's Red Cup Day at Starbucks. Customers who order a drink can also get a free holiday reusable cup at locations nationwide while supplies last. Thousands of unionized Starbucks workers are also walking off the job today for what they're calling a Red Cup rebellion over the lack of a labor contract deal. Earlier this week, dozens of U.S. lawmakers wrote letters to Starbucks CEO urging a return to contract talks. The company has said it's willing to negotiate, but has called the workers' demands unreasonable. The U.S. Mint is going penniless after pressing its last circulating 1-cent coin Wednesday. President Trump ordered the end of the penny's production earlier this year, citing costs. A penny shortage has already affected multiple retailers nationwide. Many big chains, from Kroger to McDonald's, are encouraging electronic payments and exact change, or they say they'll round cash purchases to the nearest nickel. It's season for scammers, and now they found a new way to steal your money, even if you don't swipe your card. The Better Business Bureau is warning shoppers using contactless payments about a scam targeting this easy way to pay. Evan Moon explains ghost tapping.
No wallet, no problem. Tap to Pay has become a popular way for quick and convenient checkouts, but the Better Business Bureau is warning shoppers to slow down to avoid a threat called ghost tapping.
Ghost tapping is when your Tap to Pay card is secretly charged without your knowledge, or you tap it and then it's charged multiple times.
The technology can take your money without ever touching your card, using its NFC or near-field communications, how two electronic devices talk to each other.
When those communications are intercepted, it allows a bad guy to essentially use your credit card for unauthorized transactions. The good news is a bad guy has to be within inches of either your mobile phone or your credit card in order to skim that information.
These crimes come as touch-free payments are on the rise. More than half of Americans are using mobile wallets like Apple Pay, according to MasterCard.
If you love using Tap to Pay, you're not alone. It's almost effortless. But as we head into the busy holiday shopping season, experts say there are some ways you can make sure you don't get tapped out by these scammers.
Melanie McGovern with the Better Business Bureau says be vigilant in crowds.
The first time I heard about this was at a concert, that people were reporting that they had charges that they weren't familiar with, and it happened after they attended a concert. So when you're in close quarters, and there's Christmas festivals coming up, holiday festivals, marketplaces, things like that.
Cybersecurity expert Robert Siciliano's #1 piece of advice is to pay close attention to all card activity.
Is to set up push notifications or push alerts so you can dispute them with your credit card company.
So this holiday shopping season, make a list and check your taps twice. Evan Moon, CBS News, New York.
Investing in an RFID blocking wallet or card sleeve can also offer more protection. That's it for Consumer Watch, and now here's Donald with a look at your forecast.
It's going to be a mostly cloudy day today. Clouds are going to be building in through the morning, but it's only going to be on the warmer side, and that warm trend is going to continue through the rest of our week into the weekend before a front comes in and brings some possible rain next week. Let's enjoy this nice, beautiful weather while it's here. A look at your full forecast coming up.
Well, it's the best time of our day when we get to celebrate some really special birthdays and anniversaries. We're starting off with Colston, who's celebrating birthday number 6. It says, love Mom, Dad, and Bubba. Happy birthday, Colston.
In Chinook, Kansas, Eric Douglas turns 18 today. Happy birthday, Eric.
In Jersey, Stevens in Pittsburgh, Kansas is celebrating birthday number 18. It says, love Granny and Papa. Happy birthday, Jersey.
In Chinook, Kansas, Doug Miller turns 65 today, and the note says he's the grandpa of Eric Douglas. So happy birthday, Doug.
And Chuck Bugney is celebrating in Frontenac, Kansas. Happy birthday, Chuck.
In Frontenac, Kansas, Trina Ashmore turns 36 today, and the note says, lots of love from Kason and Dustin. Happy birthday, Trina. So that is a look at our birthdays and anniversaries. Here's Sam with some more info.
Yeah, we love celebrating with you on your special days, so make sure to send all of those birthdays and anniversaries to that email you can see on your screen. It's birthdays@koamnewsnow.com. But do make sure you pay attention to that deadline you can see on your screen. It's going to be really important that you get it in plenty of time so we can celebrate with you on your special day.
And it's a beautiful morning if you have a birthday and an anniversary. You can see downtown Pittsburgh. Beautiful sunny skies right now. There is going to be some clouds that will build in this morning, but overall it looks like a pretty nice morning. You can see 7th and range line. There's those clouds, as you can see, that are starting to build in. Look at those colors, though. Very beautiful pinks. That's what I love about the sunrise and sunsets out here. Just amazing colors for out here. So range line I-44 from our MoDOT cam looks a little bit fuzzy right now, but it's mostly pretty good for driving conditions at this moment. Our vlog tracker has good driving conditions across most of the area, except for up there in Nevada and Stockton. You guys do have a little bit of fog up there. It's just under 7.5 miles of visibility. So if you're driving through that area, just be careful because that fog can increase and decrease very quickly, and it can become dangerous if it does increase. All right, let's talk about why it's been so warm and why it's going to continue to stay warm through the weekend. Taking a look at our regional map here, our temperature regional map. We have some southwesterly winds, south winds that are building into the area, and those will linger through the rest of our work week and into the weekend, and that's pretty much going to dominate, making it feel a lot warmer this time of year. So definitely above average for this time of year. It's November, don't forget that, but it doesn't feel like November. Looking at our future track today at noon, you can see cloudy skies will eventually start to push out by the early parts of this afternoon, becoming partly cloudy skies. There's those nice southerly warm winds that will eventually start to warm up our area. And once we get through Thursday night, tonight into Friday morning, we'll see clear skies, nice southerly warm winds. We could do 5 a.m., nice morning. It's going to still be on the cooler side, but as we progress through the day on Friday, partly cloudy skies. There will be some clouds that will start to build in by about noon or so, but then the winds start to pick up a bit. Tomorrow's going to be on the breezier side. It's going to be a little bit breezier today, but more breezier tomorrow. But Friday overall is going to be a pretty nice day. You can see at 6 p.m. we're going to see those winds start to die down just a little bit, but nice, sunny, beautiful skies with just some lingering clouds, but it's overall going to be very good. So for our temperatures, though, we are on the cooler side this morning still. Stan, you guys are at 38 degrees, and Joplin about 45 degrees, Carthage 46. So upper 30s to mid 40s across the area, so you're definitely going to need a jacket as you're getting out the door this morning because our current conditions, not too bad. 45 degrees right now. We're just reaching that peak time for how cold it's going to be, and then we're going to start warming up as the sun starts to come up and warms up our area. But overall, a nice start to our morning. But again, you still need a jacket, but you're going to probably take off your jacket by later on this morning. 50 degrees at 8 a.m. Mostly cloudy skies once those clouds start to build in. 68 degrees by 11 a.m. So I'm saying about the 10 to 11 o'clock hours when you're going to start being like, I could probably take off this jacket. It's not too bad out right now. And you probably won't need a jacket in the afternoon because 72 degrees at noon, clouds start to decrease, warming up to 73 degrees between that 2 to 4 o'clock hour. So it's going to be a pretty nice day. Winds out of the south, 5 to 10 miles an hour, gusting up to about 20. So it's overall going to be a pretty nice day despite it starting off on the cloudier side. Tonight doesn't look too bad as well either. 68 degrees at 6 p.m. Partly cloudy skies, dropping down to 61 degrees at 10 p.m. So a pretty nice evening. Overnight low is going to be about 58 degrees. And south winds about 5 to 10 miles an hour. So a pretty nice day and a pretty nice evening if you want to go out for a nice nature walk. Definitely do it today. If we have more chances for the rest of this week and into the weekend, we're going to see tomorrow, Friday, 75 degrees, Saturday, 77. I was going to say 77 will tie the record for the warmest day for that day in particular. But if we get up to 78 degrees on Saturday, it will break the record. And then Sunday, we cool down a bit, getting down to 67. And then we're going to see a front that's going to push through on Sunday night into Monday that will eventually cool things down back into the 50s and bring in those rain chances by later next week. Coming up when the KOAM morning news switches over to Fox 14, some of the most successful competitive dancers in the entire country live right here in Joplin. We'll have a look at two talented sisters.
This is your wake-up recap for November 13th, your top stories to start your day. An investigation into the cause of a house fire turns into a criminal investigation. Authorities responded to reports of a house fire Tuesday night in a 3100 block of North Illinois of Carl Junction. Witnesses say a man ran from the area when the fire appeared. No occupants or responders were injured. The Missouri State Fire Marshal's office will assist in the investigation, which the Carl Junction Fire Chief confirms is an active criminal investigation. 2 men survived a small plane crash without injuries in Chesterfield, Missouri Tuesday. The plane was returning to the Spirit of St. Louis Airport when it crashed. The pilot deployed a parachute, which investigators says helped glide the plane into the tree line. A Chesterfield City Councilwoman said the fact that the men got up and walked away from the crash is, quote, a miracle. That's a check of today's Wake Up Recap.
It's going to be a mild start to our morning. We're going to see 50 degrees at 8 a.m., mostly cloudy skies through the morning, getting up to 68 degrees by 11 a.m. So a pretty nice start. It's going to warm up pretty quickly, getting up to 73 degrees today. Clouds are going to be decreasing by about 4 o'clock, but it's going to be pretty nice by the afternoon. And even the evening time, not too bad, getting down to 58 degrees overnight. But that warm trend is going to continue through the work week into the weekend, seeing upper 70s by Saturday before a front moves in Monday and eventually cools things down to bring in those rain chances. But I don't want to take for granted this beautiful weather that we currently have right now before that rain starts to set in this week.
Definitely not, Donald. Thank you so much. Well, coming up today at noon, we're making potato tot nachos in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
Your morning news continues on the KOAM morning with CBS Mornings. After 200 years, the penny is going away. Ahead on CBS Mornings, expert explains why this could be bad for business, but good for you.
Or you can switch on over with us on Fox 14, where your only local morning news continues. This morning we have the Joplin Police Department in the studio to offer some safe holiday safety tips.
Plus, some of the most successful competitive dancers in the entire country live right here in Joplin. We'll have a look at 2 talented sisters. But that'll wrap it up for now. We'll see you back here tomorrow morning at 5 a.m.
And we'll see you today at noon.